All right, so what's up, world? Again, this is Fernando Jackson, aka Farmer Fredo, Executive Director for Flint River Fresh. So we really do appreciate you guys just following us through the garden and getting the real life experience. So what I want this show to kind of close out is a low cost, effective way of developing your own food processing washing station that you can do in your backyard or at your urban or community garden plot. So first and foremost, with our washing station, we want to make sure that you have a spot to wash your hands, because in the midst of COVID, food safety, you're about to be at the spot to start packaging product that people are going to take home. So you want to make sure you have a makeshift washing station. So if you saw at the beginning of the garden, when people come on board, we ask you to wash your hand and throughout the day, but especially when it comes time for like processing and things like that. So again, you want to follow like the 20-second rule, soap and water, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, and that just helps your basic sort of just washing of your hands before you get started. So every washing station, processing station should also be included with the spot for everybody just to wash their hands before you get started. The next station that we have, we call it like our basic assorting table. We utilize this, as I said, on the field with the okra and with harvesting. You want to have a space where you can just grade the product and things like that. So again, this is the bucket that we use. We just spray out, but what we do beforehand is spray the table down, disinfect it before we get started, and we just use it to sort through our crop and our harvest. But you notice, so this is a bucket that's an older bucket that we've used. So we have a designated area, like that's the post-harvest bucket, so we know afterwards that we'll be able to just be able to go back and just wash and things like that. And I'll just show you that, guys, that spot a little bit later on. So we use this to sort through like what we're going to keep and what not. And the main thing is we have scraps that we say is for composting. So we keep a separate bucket on the table that's strictly for our composting scraps. Or sometimes what we do here in Southwest Georgia, we have a relationship with Chehaw Park. So we take some of our stuff that's overgrown and a little bit big, we just donate it to the local zoo for the animals, and then what we can compost, we will. And I emphasize that because I don't compost every single crop out the field. Really crops that have like a lot of seeds, I don't put into my compost bin because that's going to create like a lot of volunteers and a hot mess if I'm trying to reuse it in the soil. So most of my composting is a lot of my leafy greens and my winter crops. But again, we just sort through the table like this, and this is okra, but then you don't have to do the next phase. So after that, we have what's called a rinsing table. Now, being that I'm doing okra, I don't necessarily have to rinse off okra, but the rinsing table, again, this is a mesh table made of 2x4 wood, and this is just your plastic hardwood cloth. I would lay the crops on top of here, having a basic sort of watering source that you would just utilize just to spray down like the crop to get all the extra residue, dirt, and debris off of it before you take it to phase 2, which is like our washing station. So our washing station is still like in development, but the idea is to be able to do a double or triple washing to help take more dirt and debris off of it. Again, this is made of 2x4, 2x6s, and 55-gallon drums. The 55-gallon drum was like donated, and the wood itself, we might have invested for both of these combined $125 for them to be created with tools and then labor. It only took me about 45 minutes to put these together once I have my wood cut and things like that. So once we dip, we wash, then we take it to an area just to let it dry out, to let the moisture dry off of the leaves, to let it for your salads, I use this for drying out my collard greens, my turnips, my lettuce, and just let them air dry out. And then once they've air dried, I'll take them to the last phase, and this is where I just do all my packing. So you see, I'm utilizing 2 6-foot foldable tables, 2x4 lumber and wood, and then the last thing is this tent cover. So yes, we love it here in Southwest Georgia because it helps keep the sun off of us. But then also, as Billy was telling you guys walking into the field about birds and poop and debris just falling down, you don't want any of that sort of stuff to be in the area where cross-contamination can happen as you're about to package your good and then take it off to your customer to make sure they have a nice, like good quality, and it's food safe and food regulated. So again, we appreciate you guys coming out to the garden with us today. Hopefully you learned learned a lot about just some basic techniques that you can utilize in your community garden, backyard garden, urban marketing, urban farming space. And again, we want to create more farmers in our community. We'll show them that they too can grow food with limited resources. So again, I'm Farmer Fredo. I'm checking in, I'm checking out, and going food is what I'm about. Peace.